Welcome to another episode of the Communities of Character podcast. I'm Jennifer Hogan, and I can't wait for you to hear from today's guest, Detra Gilliam. Detra teaches character education at Edgewood Elementary School in the Homewood City School System. She holds a bachelor's and master's degree in elementary education from Alcorn State University. Detra is currently working on her educational specialist degree in elementary education at the University of West Alabama. She is also National Board Certified and was the 21-22 Teacher of the Year for Edgewood Elementary School. She's been an educator for 19 years. 2 years were spent teaching kindergarten in Mississippi, followed by 15 years in first grade at Edgewood Elementary. This is her second year teaching character education, grades K through 5. Prepare yourself for another episode of the Communities of Character podcast with our special guest, Detra Gilliam. I want to welcome you, Detra, to the podcast.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I am just so excited about this conversation today. Today, we're going to be talking to a character education teacher who will show us how she, along with her school, is building character in young people through her character education class. So, Detra, would you get us started by letting us know how you got involved in character education?
Okay, sure. I became involved in character education, I feel like early on in my teaching career. As a new teacher, I felt like it was so important for me to try to reach the whole child, both academically and personally. I wanted my students to be the best humans that they could be. And so character, I feel like even from a young age, my parents instilled in me that the importance of one's character and the significance of developing my character as I grew. How you treat others and how you respond to them were very important to my parents. And I think that really stuck with me too. I also learned too, as a classroom teacher, that implementing character education and the expectations helped to reduce some of the behavior concerns that I had. And it just created a more positive classroom environment.
Well, I love how you said, I wanted my students to be the best humans they could be. And it's so important to focus on that whole child. I love that. And, to hear that you are a character education teacher, I think is really cool. And that's your role at Edgewood Elementary. So would you talk a little bit about how long you've been in that role and how did that role develop? Like, did someone have a vision for this? How did that role come to be?
Okay. So, first of all, Homewood City Schools, they do a really good job in incorporating character education in all of the classes and throughout the buildings as a whole. The elementary schools, we use houses, middle schools, high school clubs to cultivate their character in our schools. And my class is just like an extra addition for the students of Edgewood. Dr. Laura Tate, the principal at Edgewood, she's been taking steps to ensure that character is a priority in our school. She has a vision for our school and has done so much to shift our school's environment. One way I feel like she did that was to implement the character education class, which is my class, and it's called BRIK. It's an acronym. It's BRIK. It's an acronym for bringing respect, integrity, and kindness. Those are our school core values: respect, integrity, and kindness. And this is my second year teaching this class. So,
okay, well, kudos to the principal for having that vision and for making that work. Sometimes when we're trying to add classes into our student schedules, it can be difficult. So kudos to her and to you for making this happen for your students. But as a character education teacher, I'm just trying to imagine like what your typical day or your week looks like for you. Would you talk about that and like what are you charged to do your role?
Sure. I teach every student, kindergarten through fifth grade, for 50 minutes every 7 days. So we're on a 7-day rotation. My class is kind of like an art and music. It's a specials class, an activity class. And in my class, we focus on our school's core values. I typically have flip charts with information to keep me organized and then keep the lesson moving. We have a lot of discussions, and during the lessons, we review the morning announcements. So during our morning announcements, one of our administrator goes over the core values for the month. And then she also discussed the week's quote, and she gives the students a question of the day to think through and to discuss in class. So we define the core value, we talk about it, we discuss the character word. And then in my class, we just do, like I said, a lot of discussions. We do crafts, hands-on activities, anything that's relevant to that lesson. We also do centers to help like incorporate team building and communication skills, relationship skills, things like that. We have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. That sounds like a great class. And it really sounds like the kind of class that you mentioned in our opening conversation about how you got involved in character education, where you said that you wanted your students to be the best humans they could be. And that's
Mhm.
really what this class is. That is so neat.
And you're so right. And I think for teachers, we spend so much time with the kids that we build this relationship, and we just really want what's best for them. And that's including their character too. We want them to be the best that they can be.
We do.
So,
You
yeah.
know, Homewood City Schools, as you mentioned, is a special place, and it really works on building character across the board in all of their schools. And one of the goal statements on the Homewood City Schools website is that Homewood City Schools will focus on providing an environment that encourages inclusivity, leadership, and strong character. So, talk to us a little bit about how your school provides action towards that goal of developing strong character.
Okay. One way we do that is our house system. It plays a huge part in this for our school. Our house system is a random selection of students and faculty members. It's a diverse group. It allows teachers and students from across grade levels to form a closer bond. It's also a great way to encourage leadership roles for our students. So we have fifth and fourth grade students who are paired with den buddies, and they're in kindergarten and first. And so that really helps with that leadership portion of it. We also have house leaders who are nominated by a process of applying, and they also assist us and lead us in our house meetings. And not just that, I feel like Homewood City Schools also provides such great support for our teachers. We have a group from Edgewood that goes to the Hope Leadership Academy, who really have helped us to um, get into this character role that we are trying to cultivate in our school. So we really appreciate that too from them, and all the help that they give us too.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I know so many of our listeners may be familiar with our house system, but how do you tie it into character? How does it further your goal of developing strong character through that house system?
Okay. Our house system is a way to cultivate character and build relationships in our school. So that's our main goal. Every person in the building is a member of one of the 10 houses at our school. And we use our house system for students, faculty, and staff to connect and build a positive school culture, just altogether positive school culture. 10 houses, one family is our motto. So, and in that, every house has a character word that fits under the umbrella of our three core values, which is respect, integrity, and kindness. We have house meetings. They're called house days once a month, and students study the various house traits and how to incorporate them into their lives during that time.
I tell you, whenever I hear of a school that uses a house system, it makes me so jealous because that's something that we don't do at our high school level. And I just love it when I hear about an elementary school that, or even a middle school that gets to use a house system.
Uh-huh.
Something else that your school does that I think is really neat is your school uses a core values contract. Would you share a little bit about how this contract developed and how do y'all use it at your school?
Sure. So, our core value contract is a great way to utilize our common language to foster our three core values in our community. We're hopeful that as a school and a community, that will all teachers and faculty and staff, the students and the parents will work hard together to both uplift and implement the guidelines set forth by our core values. We developed our core values contract through an idea from the Ron Clark Academy. A few of our teachers attended the academy in Georgia, and brought feedback back with the core values contract. And we had our teacher leadership team. They developed it, and then we got feedback from teachers too about what all we should incorporate in it. And so it's been a good thing for our school just to have that common language from parents and the teachers and the students all alike.
That's awesome. Well, we may have some listeners that want to connect you and engage with you because of what they're hearing about the house system or the core values contract or the character education class. So what would be some of the best ways for our listeners to engage with you? And I will definitely be sure to include this in our show notes.
Okay. They could, I am on Instagram. It's BRIK with Mrs. Gilliam, BRIKWITHMRSGILLIAM. And I'm also, they can email me. They can email me through my school link. If you go to Homewood City Schools and go to Edgewood Elementary, you'll be able to find me under Detra Gilliam and my email address.
Awesome. Well, I will definitely be sure to include that in the show notes. And so I just want to thank you, Detra, for all that you do. I'm just so thrilled that you were able to share your story as well as your school story about building good character in students. And it's just been an honor to have you here today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And to have you part of our podcast family now. And so, listeners, if you're hearing this message, you've listened to this episode all the way to the end. And for that, I'm grateful. Until next time, take care. Thanks for listening to the Communities of Character podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others and post about it on social media or leave a rating and review. Thanks again and take care.